Hey guys, it's Camilla from Code with Camilla. Today we're going to be doing strings part 2.
Okay, as you know, you can use plus operator to add numbers together. For instance, if you have two integer variables, let's call it I1 1, int I2 equal 2, and if you want to print a sum of these two variables, you do I plus I2. And if you run this program, the result will be
3.
3, because 1 plus 2 is 3. You can also use plus operator with the strings, but the behavior will be a little different, and I would say surprising maybe for some people. Let's do because the strings, when we assign strings, we use string literals, and literals, they any text inside a
Double quotes.
double quotes. So if I run this program, it prints 12. Why so? Because C# does not think about characters. It doesn't parse the characters and say, oh, if it looks like a number, we're going to use it as a number. Instead, it ignores everything inside it, and the only thing it knows is how to when you use operator plus, it knows how to link one text after the other.
Oh, so it doesn't know how to actually add. It just links on together. That's what it understands as adding?
Yeah, so adding in this case is linking one string to another. And linking in this operator is called concatenation. Say it.
Concatenation?
Concatenation, yes. So now we can do like some fun things, right? For instance, if you had hello and world, and if you run it, it's going to print.
Hello world.
Yeah, it printed as one word, but we really want to have
How
something.
do you do a space?
So if you want to do space, we can do space inside here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what's going to happen. Now it looks better, right? Or you can still use it. Let's move it here. You can add just a string literal without variable, put a space or even like comma.
Hello, comma, space world.
Yeah. Or you can do some if you want to print something on the like something meaningful, right? You could do something like this. I1 plus I2 will be equal to so if we run this, okay, so this is called concatenation. So you can link strings together, and we will be doing lots of cool stuff. This is all preparation. So let's do a little exercise. Remember when you type in your password in a Gmail, the only thing you see is stars.
The asterisks?
Asterisk, yes, without instead of the real password. Let's try to imitate something like this. So imagine we had a variable called which holds our password, and let's call it password, right? This is your password, and we want to print to like hide those characters with replace the characters with the asterisk, right? So what you're gonna do, so you have this variable, and you know in C# you can replace characters inside the string, but it's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna build a new string, right? From the old string from old password, but instead of each character, we're gonna put asterisk. So, and in the previous video, remember you asked me why we need the empty string. Because what we want to do, we want to start with empty string. Let's call it encrypted. And for each character inside the s variable, we will add an asterisk to encrypted. So if we start with empty string, we can add to it. If we don't have it, if we put like, let me show later.
Can you add stuff to non-empty strings?
Yes, but let's start with empty string. So what we want to do, for each character, put asterisk. When I say for each, you listen what you're saying. So you say for each. So probably you're going to use for loop, right? And we know how to get access to each character in the string, right? You start with 0 and you go till I is less than the length of the string, and you do I. Now you encrypt it, you concatenate. What you concatenate?
The empty string with an
asterisk for each character. So let's start with, instead of doing asterisk, let's start with each character and print it out. So we're going to print encrypted. So what we're doing, we're just making a copy. You see? We're making a copy of variable s. What we're doing, we're just adding to encrypted. For each character, we take each character one by one and we're adding to encrypted. So let's see what's going to happen. So we made a copy. If instead of having empty string, we had something like non-empty string, right? If we started with non-empty string, if you run this program, what our program is going to do, it's going to add those characters one by one to non-empty string. So if we really don't want to have something unnecessary, so if we want to do clean job, what we do, we start with empty string in this case, right? Now let's go back and make it empty again. And instead of character, we put asterisk.
Okay.
And if we run it,
so it replaced password with the asterisk?
yep. So it's not replacing. Technically it's not replacing. It's going over each character. Let's run it in the debugger. So S is password, right? We know. We start I as 0. And what we're doing, as the length of S is, to watch here, S. The length of S is 8, as we expected, because there are 8 characters in password. And let's see, encrypted. Initially it's empty string. So when we go, you see this small asterisk? It's very hard to see.
Oh, but it's there.
Yes, it's added one asterisk. So we go to the next one. So now it's going to add to this string, it's going to add another asterisk. Really teeny, right? and it keeps adding until I, you see I, this
is equal to 8.
is less than length of our string, which is 8. That's why we get at the end, we get a string with, let's stop the debugger. Oh, let's try it again. So we get a string with 8 asterisks.
But when you didn't use asterisks, but you did s in brackets I, and you console write line encrypted, why did it print password instead of the asterisk?
Let's see it again. So let's change it back to where it were, and we put si, put a breakpoint, and run a debugger. So initial encrypted is empty. So in the first iteration of our loop, we add si, and I was 0. si0 was p. So what it did, it added p to encrypted. So so the next time I is what?
I plus it's adding, so it's the second character. So
I
first, so
1.
it's A.
So if you go to watch, you can see S I. It's A. So encrypted right now is P, but it's going to add A, and encrypted becomes PA.
And then it just adds on S, and then S, then WORD.
Until it ends, right? So now we can do something.
Can you add letters and numbers at this? Like, if you had, like, you know how password is all letters? Can you do something that has letters and numbers in it?
In this, if you're doing in some expression, all data types, they have to be brought to one data type. In our case, the superior data type will be a string, right? So what we can do, if you want to do numbers, and I is integer, right?
Yeah.
What we can do, we can convert I to string, and then run it. So it's what do you think it's gonna run? Print?
Plus 2 string. So is it gonna change, rather than saying password, is it gonna be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Exactly. Okay, let's do something even more fun. Let's only change consonant characters, and let's leave
the
vowels, right? So how are we gonna do this? So for this we need a block, right? Because it's gonna be more code, and we have to check if the character at this position is not, first it's not A,
O, A, E, O, U, I.
It's not. So not is, not equal is
exclamation point and equal.
Yep.
And then
and, remember this?
Yeah. And E.
Again, you have to put it again. So
is there a way to just put them all together?
Not like this. It's really complicated.
B.
Why am I doing B?
I don't know. E.
E. And
next one's I, and then there's O, and there's U.
Well, let's do only O because that's what we know we have, right? So what the expression condition is, if the character is not, a character in this position I is not A or and not E and not I, then we put
and not O.
And not O, we put asterisk. Else we just put the character itself. Because we don't want to replace it, right? We want to keep it.
Okay.
So let's run.
A O.
And we can do the opposite just by
But then you'd have to write all the consonants.
You can do the opposite.
Oh, okay.
If you change the condition from true to false,
now it's gonna block the A's and the O's. Yeah.
okay?
That's it for today on Code with Camilla. Come back next week for more videos and don't forget to subscribe.